beautiful souls. Okay, so I'm going to be focusing on a message based on something one of my sons mentioned. He mentioned Earth Day, and I didn't realize that it was actually coming up tomorrow. Okay, and so with him mentioning this is a reminder of why it's so important to continue to nurture children so that we can create and help cultivate a kinder world, because they're going to be the future adults. Okay, Earth Day is something that my son mentioned because he is concerned, like for instance, if he sees litter outside or if he sees animals that aren't fed, he's very empathetic and he's concerned about those things. And so with Earth Day coming into play, which is April 22nd, this is a reminder that we have a shared responsibility to provide a sense of empathy and a sense of compassion, especially when it comes to children, because literally they're sponges. They're soaking up so much, and we're not going to be able to avoid everything, okay? But it's so important that they understand that their home environment is a safe space. They're going to have enough of rejection. They're going to have enough of chaos outside of, their home. So when we begin to understand that factors that affect them, such as, if they're sensitive to things that affect the environment, if they're sensitive to things that are affecting humanity, those are beautiful characteristics. And, in the past, people would discourage children from caring about certain things. They would tell them that, these things don't matter. And what ends up happening is that when you begin to reroute children away from what they naturally are concerned about or their natural interests, then these children evolve into adults that have a lack of empathy. They have a lack of care and concern for others. Okay, and so Earth Day represents a deeper opportunity. This is an opportunity to nurture empathy within ourselves, being empathetic within ourselves, modeling that behavior, and also understanding that it's so important to provide empathy towards children. Okay, their feelings are valid. And so the ability to understand and share feelings with others is a major human characteristic. And it's something that's needed. And this is how the earth is going to be able to evolve and become better, when you actually understand that it is a divine responsibility to be a parent, to be a mother, to be a father. And I also want to share a few beautiful, meaningful scriptures in regarding to children that highlights the value that they hold, the innocence and the responsibility to nurture them, to be caring, to be considerate, to be loving. Okay, first one we're going to go with is Psalm 127:3, which states, "Children are a heritage from the Most High, offspring a reward from Him." Now, this particular verse reminds us that children are a gift. They are a blessing. Okay, they shouldn't be an afterthought, but they are an aspect of us being able to cultivate a new heaven on earth. Another scripture is Proverbs 22:6, which says, "Start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are older, they will not turn from it." So this is a call to guide children with care, with concern, okay, from a very early age. And oftentimes when children are reared in a way where they know that there's a connection with the Most High, even down the line when they go through things, they'll be able to draw on those earlier lessons that they have, okay, so that they're not in this world and they are being victimized or feeling as if they have no type of support system. The Most High is always there to support. And so keeping in context with Earth Day and how this is building empathy, we have to understand that we have an interconnectedness with the earth. Whether that is, for instance, if you go out and you're, consuming the sunlight, some people call it eating the sun. When you allow yourself to be recharged through sunlight, when you allow yourself to do barefoot grounding, these things help you not only heal on a cellular level, but these things help you to connect to what is real. And also taking consideration into being more responsible. As I mentioned at the top of this, my son was concerned. He was like, Earth Day is coming up, and I'm seeing a lot of children my age, they're littering. So even if that means that, taking time to hold on. Yeah, if you have activities where you're out with your children and making, picking up litter as a hobby, planting a tree, planting flowers, sun gazing, all these things are going to help these children not only heal with natural medicine in the form of that good prana, the air, the wind, the sun, okay, but also showing that they have they have impact on also creating a clean environment when it comes to nature. Okay, Earth Day often is amplified, in particular when it comes to indigenous cultures. Okay, being that it's something that is near and dear to my heart. Okay, being able to connect with nature, being able to plant, being able to really allow myself to barefoot ground. These things are healing and they're completely free. And so when you share these things with children, okay, even if it doesn't mean that you have to be out there for a long time, but even if you take the time and really be present with your children in nature, this is helping them raise their empathy so that they are earth conscious. And what ends up happening is that when they become adults, they begin to realize that nature is your sanctuary. Nature is like a church to you. And when they connect with that, wherever they are in the world, no matter how old they get, they will always know that by having a creation for Mother Nature, by having appreciation for Father Earth, all this stuff, they're always protected. So I encourage you to have open conversations with your children. If you feel led to, that, them having empathy is a beautiful thing. It doesn't matter their gender, but in particular, it starts from home. Okay, just as you plant seeds, planting seeds even within your children, letting them know that it's important for them to, reduce their carbon footprint. If they see debris, pick it up. If they see an animal and they have some spare food, feed it. Okay. So this is much more about reshaping their ideas in regarding to what they are capable of doing. It's not to put this huge strain on them that they're supposed to save the world. But if everybody does their own part, then that creates what the Most High wants us to create, and that is heaven on earth.